All right, so Indy has gotten herself, Indy's on one side of the fence, Annie's on the other. Ernie's trying to see if he can help figure all this out. All right, look at this. This is a Christmas tree, and it's made of ceramic, I believe, and there's places you can put things. I don't know exactly what you would put in the little holes, but y'all can see the little holes that are made. And so some kind of something or another, I don't know, maybe lollipops, like for the kids. I don't know what would go in the little holes, because if you were to put a lollipop in there and they're different colors, it would make it look like little lights around your tree. But I'm not certain about that. So I'm sure in the comments, if I'm wrong, someone will tell me. And that's great, because it's no harm in letting someone know if they don't know what they don't know, y'all. If you don't know what you don't know, then someone please tell me. Oh boy, there is something in here. Oh my God, how would I have known this? Listen. This is the day after Thanksgiving. This is Black Friday. This is what we do on Black Friday.
Black Friday madness.
So I don't want to video Jamie.
Do not video my face.
But look, she's shopping. Jamie does her shopping. Don't get me wrong. She likes her Black Friday shopping, but she does it online these days. But what I wanted to video is how cute this over here is. The fact that these guys are not real familiar with I'm a Survivor. Trixie should be. So should Ritzy. But the thing is, these two are not. And they were up all night. All right, let's go. So I've made these guys get up and come outside with me. We're gonna walk around and do our morning chores here. We had a storm come through last night and dropped quite a bit of rain. Uh-oh, I'm talking about the weather, and I promise I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy. Hi, sweetie, where's your baby? Indy's not really a baby anymore. She's kind of a big girl. She does her own thing. We're gonna just circle around. I like to do our little morning walkabout. Today is definitely a fuzzy hat kind of day. Problem is, I left both of my fuzzy hats over at the other property. I'm lucky to have 2 sets of these coveralls. This might be a horrible idea, but we're gonna take the, I'm gonna leave Fiona in. We're gonna take the babies out for a little foraging adventure this morning. And I believe Millie, especially, Trixie's smart. Okay, I can't say Trixie's smart. Trixie's not that smart, but she's smart enough to know that you don't mess with Annie. Millie's a little goofball. She's just a goofball. She hasn't learned yet all the rules. I didn't bring snacks. I'm gonna let you guys out to forage for a while. Look how, okay, well, that's pretty smart to stay out of the way. That actually is pretty smart. To stay way over there, Millie. You guys go have some fun. I'm gonna follow you out, okay? I'm gonna follow you out to have some fun with you. You're okay, Annie. Ringo, you be sweet. Stop hitting her. Indy, you're going the wrong way, baby. Trixie, why? You old doper. Trixie's being an old doper. Indy didn't come through the gate with everybody else. So what I'm gonna do is come over here and open this gate. Come on, Indy. You know what? She may just not be able to go out on this adventure. I don't think she understands to come this way. I can open this gate. I have a lock on it. Sorry, baby, you're over there. I want her to stay safe. Poor Indy. She wanted to come out with Mama, and she can't because she didn't come through the gate when it was opened. Annie is gonna do a perimeter sweep, make sure all is safe on the western front. Seriously, that's the western over there. That's the western front. Poor Indy. She can't go with Mama. Tiny Tim, buddy, you have to walk around. These guys are doing good. They always go to that same spot. They love to eat the acorns. They love the acorns more than anything else. And I did not know that acorns come out of a live oak. Or is that not a live oak? I don't know what kind of tree this is. I think that's a live oak for sure. And I thought that this was a live oak. But what I'm noticing are the leaves here are a lot lighter than the leaves on that there. So I don't know exactly what's what, but they do love these acorns, goats and pigs alike, or just eating them up, which that's really neat. Let me go help Fiona. That's kind of sad. She's stuck in there. Let me open this gate for Annie first of all, or Indy. Then I'm gonna go help Fiona, get her over here with us. I don't think Annie has an intent to chase the dogs around. As long as she knows the dogs are not a threat to her, and she knows that. Animals are smarter than what we realize. Give me 1 second here, my friends. All right, Fiona has been set free. The geese and ducks are safe from our dogs. They don't want to harass them. Millie is more of the type who will chase them around just to see them run. She's more of that kind of dog. I don't think she has any malintent towards any of the animals. I think that they have a genetic code that just makes them protectors, guys. They're just protectors. Look at this neat little... Pablo had to stop and say hi to Tiny Tim. Isn't that just the sweetest little barnyard family ever? Good morning. Hi, Pablo. Hey, Timmy. Hey, Adam or Steve. Oh my gosh. Come on, Fiona. Come on, baby. This way, love. Oh, Millie. You're... Play sweet. Hey, I'm going to open those packages. Ringo's like, where's the snacks? I didn't bring any snacks, buddy. I didn't bring snacks today. The snack is letting you guys out. That's the whole treat, getting out and about. I thought you'd like getting out and about. Guys, even Pablo has come for a walk with us. Ringo, do not do that to me. Even Pablo and Adam and Steve have come out for a little walk. They're escorting Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim has a hard time getting around, and they're gonna make sure that he finds his way out and back in. Pebbles, I'm going to open those. Do not mess with that. I'm trying to set my tripod up, and the cap broke off of it. I can put it back together, but I need 2 hands. So y'all give me a second here, okay? Y'all just give me a second. Ringo, why are you being mean to everybody? All right. I do have a box cutter here in my pocket. This first package says do not crush, so we've been real careful not to crush it. I can't say exactly, so it comes from Dorothy Tolar, and it's to Longhorn, Lester, and Jamie. Ringo, don't be mean to Daddy. If I find a treat, then I'll be happy to give you one. This over here is not a treat, I don't think. Oh boy. So I will let you all know that this did get a little bit wet. Oh my goodness, looky here. How beautiful. This is like a little angel, a Native American or an indigenous person angel. It's beautiful. It was very well packaged. And, there's something else. And excuse me, baby. It's a little picture of Maggie, and it says, "Once by my side, forever in my heart." And it shows Maggie, and then on the other side it says, "You left paw prints on our hearts." And that's gorgeous. I'm gonna put this somewhere safe so as it doesn't get stepped on by the babies. I don't see anything else as far as a letter or anything. I'm making sure I don't have it missed. Oh, there is. There's a letter. I'm going to put the Indian angel back inside there. And let me turn my camera around real fast because Indy has made her way out. So by me opening that gate, she's able to come down and finally find her way back out. Indy's, look at her just going for a run. She's just having all kinds of fun out and about. She said, this is great. Poor Joanne, she's probably a nervous wreck. I know that Joanne has spent so much time and energy working on this cemetery. And I don't think Joanne minds the animals coming out and about. I think that she enjoys watching them through her front glass. But what I have to be real careful of is that they don't stop and end up chewing on, because they'll just chew on stuff. The goats will chew at the little plastic flowers, and they'll come by and they'll just pull one of the flags out of the ground. They don't understand that this is not something that you just play with. But I have told people that I know for a fact that my uncle, Raleigh, my grandparents on both sides, who are all buried here, guys, they would have no problems at all knowing that we let the animals run around and play around our little private family cemetery. I can't zoom in any further. I hear a cat. Oh my goodness. Sweetie, you just love hanging out with Daddy and all the animals. Okay, everyone's doing good. We got one package open. Pig Trudy is over there by the church to make sure that there's nothing gonna sneak up from the back side. I love her for that. We got these guys over here who are eating those acorns like crazy, filling their bellies. Ringo is sharpening his horns. Let's hope he stays over there with them horns of his. Fiona and Millie doing fine. Trixie's being a sweet girl over here. Shirley is getting up nice and high. Oh, look at that mouth full of pine straw. We call those pine straw. Y'all may call them pine needles. We call it pine straw. All right, everything's good. Let me read some of this letter, okay? All right. Okay, not on live. Okay. Okay, so thank you, ma'am, for letting me know up front. This is from Dorothy, and she just would rather me not read this. She says on live, but in the public. I'm going to put it in my pocket, Miss Dorothy, and I'll go in the house and read this here in a few minutes. Thank you for your sweet gift. All right, let me put my camera back where it belongs. Everyone's noticed that Tilly has come here beside Daddy. She's gonna hang out with me over here, which is sweet. Okay, continuing on, we have one here that's fragile. It comes to Lester and Jamie, but since I'm the one out and about this morning, Jamie's laid up in the warm. I'll go ahead and be the one to open it. Hey, Trudy. Trudy's back. This over here, it says fragile, so you're gonna be real careful. Man, hey, they double boxed this and put the little popcorn thingamajiggies. Peanuts, they call those, I believe. Well, what have we got here? I'm trying to read. This has really been sealed up. I'm gonna cut myself. What is this? Oh, look. This says open me too. There's a lot there, so there's 3 things to be opened here. I will open the larger one first. So this over here, looky here. Looky here, this is the base. And so I'm guessing you put a little light bulb. Oh, you'll put a light bulb on that. So you'll put a light bulb on the end of this thing and it goes up inside of there. Like so. Okay, I get it now. That's beautiful. What are these? Oh, well, there goes my lollipop idea. You don't put lollipops in there. I didn't know, yo. I didn't know. There goes my lollipop idea. Dang it. I thought I was onto something. And look. This says, I'm your windsill angel. Your reminder to pray. Have you told Jesus you love him today? I have not. Jesus, I love you. Yeah, I don't always tell Jesus I love him. I forget, but I do pray and thank God for my blessings all the time, like every day when I'm out and about and I have beautiful moments like the one we're having right now. This is just a reminder of how blessed we are, how good God has been to us. And so I think that's kind of the same thing by just, I really do. I think that's sort of the same thing when you don't take for granted all of the blessings in your life and you constantly remind your kids and those around you how blessed you are. I think that's kind of the same thing as saying, Jesus, thank you and I love you. Maybe. All right, we got one here for I'm a Survivor. It's a book. Oh, the story of Ferdinand. Now listen, I know this story, and when I used to teach elementary age kids, I would read it to them. And so Ferdinand is a bull. I don't want to do a spoiler alert. If you've never read this book, or you have, if you want to read a good one to your kids, you can find this online. But don't let the kids watch the online version and you sit there and just read it with your kids. Read it with your kids. Pause, talk about it, laugh about things. But Ferdinand reminds me a whole lot of Waylon. He started off, look, this is funny. Ferdinand started off as just a measly little bull who could not really find himself amongst the other bulls because he was different. Nothing wrong with being different, y'all, but in the story of Ferdinand, all these other bulls were trained to be these big, beefy man-eaters. But Ferdinand wasn't like that. He was different. And it ends up to where he was finally accepted for who he is. And, oh, look on the back. This is kind of a synopsis of the book. This is a story of Ferdinand, a little bull who would rather sit and smell the flowers than fight in a bull ring. It's a great story, y'all. If you haven't read it, you should. And it doesn't say who that's from. I don't see, oh boy, there is something in here. Oh my God, how would I have known this? Listen, Waylon reminds me of Ferdinand the bull. It was one of my favorite childhood books. This is from Jill. Jill, I also, yes, it reminds me of Waylon. He's a gentle soul. He's gentle. And he's kind, and he's sweet, and he's loving. And that's not your typical bull. Now, a lot of that may be because he was taken from mom so young, and he never had a chance to be nurtured by dad. Because there is a natured by dad. So you have two things that happen in every child, and that doesn't matter if you're a male or female. It doesn't matter if you're human or any of these other animal species here. You have your nurturing by your mom or by one of the parents, and then you should be natured as well. Let me start that over. Nurturing comes first. That is getting you health, giving you life, getting you what you need as far as nutrition, as far as love, as far as teaching you that you're safe and giving you safety and security. All that's part of nurturing. But then naturing is teaching you to become who you're meant to be. And I'm afraid that Waylon was removed from his mom and dad so young that he never had a chance to be natured. And so instead he comes over at 3 months old, and he's just not real sure who he is or what he is. Now, there are some that'll say at some point his genetic code will kick in and he'll realize who I am. Others say he'll have to eventually earn his place to realize who he is and the potential inside of him. And so either way, I love Waylon no matter what. He doesn't have to be Tex. He does not have to become a Tex for me to love him. But he's doing great. But yes, that book does remind me so much, my friends, of Waylon. I will say this, and this I'm not trying to cause a fight and arguments amongst everybody, and we can all disagree and still be friends. We can. But there are some people that would say, and I'm not alone in this, I didn't create this out of nowhere, but there would be some people who would say that with some animal species, especially those that need to learn to fulfill a certain role to protect the herd, you don't want to be too soft in their naturing. You need to let them learn who they are and let them develop in who they are. And so I've tried to keep my hands off of Waylon as much as I possible, because putting your hands on a bull, guys, I know right now some of y'all are saying, unsubscribe, I'll never follow this guy again. He won't put his hands on that bull. It's not because I don't want to put my hands on the bull. I would love to hug and snuggle and kiss and love, but all that's going to do is go against his genetic code and his genetic coding. And in the age that we live in, it's fine if you are of the mindset that it's okay to be soft and sweet and gentle and kind, even as a male. But as the protector of what will one day be a herd, and as someone that will have to put himself in harm's way to protect all of those who he loves, his children, his wife, his herd. You don't want him to be soft and kind and gentle and sweet natured, and you need him to learn that I'm Waylon. You want some, come and get some. You don't like me? Bite me. And that's the way Ringo is. That's the way Carl is. That's the way Tex is. And if you're going to say, that's not the way Billy is, Lester, that's not the way Billy is. No, that's not the way Billy is. Billy is sweeter, but Billy also gets his ass kicked left and right, up and down the pasture. Even little Moses, who's about half the size of Billy, when he's gotten in, you've not seen the video of this because Pawpaw would never post it. But even little tiny Moses, who's about maybe even a quarter of the size and weight of Billy, he carries around that air of the Almighty, and Billy cowers down to him. Billy will go up and do what he has to do so as not to be a coward necessarily, but Billy's never learned to be the man of all men. And so I'm sorry if that goes against with the way you would like it to be. But I hope it doesn't change the way you feel about me. But I know animals, y'all. I know animals. And the connection that I make to that is like our sons. Now, I have two, so you can't say that you don't know children, Lester. I have two, and I've also taught school for many, many years of all different age groups. And I know that at a certain age group, you have mostly young men who they'll show their affection, they'll show their sweet side, they're sweet, caring, and kind, and loving. But naturally, at a certain age, most young men will begin to kind of pull away from that side. Now, they still may have that in their heart, loving and kind and caring, but they don't show it as much because that's their genetic code is teaching them that as I enter this different phase of my life, it's time to, as my body changes and grows into a young man, it's time to act that role. I have to be the protector, the leader. And so, like I said, in today's society, where all the different movements, don't get me started on the different movements, that may go against everything that a lot of the movements want to believe. But guys, you can't change your genetic code. Yeah, you can change your pronoun. If you choose to change your pronoun, then by all means change it. But it doesn't change your genetic code. And that right there is what we're trying to be real careful of with Waylon. Does that make it harder if we ever have to have, the vet come out and different things? Yes, it does. But ultimately, oh, well, it's just funny. No public use of this dumpster. Violators will be prosecuted. That's really funny, and because you guys have seen the videos of what the neighborhood has taken advantage of, having that dumpster so close to the road without having a house, right there nearby. People have swung by and just dumped all of their trash into it many times. And we don't mind if the church uses our dumpster. We've told the church that by all means, let us pay our blessing forward in the fact that we can afford the $65 a month for the dumpster. So y'all can certainly use it. We don't need the space as much as the dumpster, can occupy. You know what I'm saying? But we don't offer it to the entire community across the street. And that's what's happened. So thank you for the sign. I don't know if people would really ever adhere to it or not, but Jamie and I have considered getting a little alarm system the way we have done for our packages. It's helped with the packages. When you pull up and people walk up or drive up to our packages, that little alarm and siren goes off. And so we think that maybe we'll do the same thing for our dumpster. A little light, red and blue flashing lights, and a siren goes off, and that right there is enough to let people know, oh, okay, I get it. They'll go elsewhere. Guys, I'm gonna cut the video right there. Everything is good. Let me give you one more turnabout. We have some goats and pigs over here. We have a few who still hung out over here. There's Tiny Tim doing his thing over there. Uncle Raleigh's spot is still perfectly set up the way it was. Joanne should not be upset with us. We do have Annie, Ernie, and Indy way down there doing their thing. And that's cute. So I'm going to crank up the side-by-side and go ahead and pull back inside. I think the babies have had a chance to kind of fill their bellies with some different variety of goodness, of God's greatness. And I would say this was a pretty fun video. So thank y'all for watching. Indy's trying to help Daddy find his way home. Ernie's playing dumb. Come on, Ernie, go. You know you're not lost. Go. He's trying to see if Indy can help him get his senses. Indy's like, I know the gate's around here somewhere, Daddy. Keep going, Ernie. Come on, he's the last one, everybody. There we go. Oh no, go inside, Ernie. Indy, get back in there. Get back in there, y'all go. All right, I'm gonna lock my gate. Girl, what do you think you're doing? Look at her pushing her limits. Do not go. Oh my God, I'm gonna let her. Your mama's gonna be so mad at you. Mama's gonna be so mad at you. Look at her, little Miss Independent. Look out, gunpowder. Oh my goodness. Indy, go back inside there, baby. There we go. All right, we can close our gate and call it a day. Thank you all for joining us. It was a fun It was a fun video. Listen, I always say, y'all know it's true. These videos, doing chores, are a whole lot funner when you know you have good friends to do them with, right, baby? That's what I'm saying.